Today we're diving into a vision for the future of intelligence that is, well, it's strange, it's super ambitious, and honestly, it's a little bit unsettling. This whole thing comes from a series of really cryptic online videos, and it's talking about something that goes way, way beyond the kind of AGI we normally talk about. So let's try to unpack this.
So on one hand, you've got the AI we all know, right? The familiar conversation. AI is not taking over our jobs, it's just evolving them. It's the next step, it'll change things, but it won't fundamentally change us. But then, you get this other idea. This much, much stranger claim that we're about to meet an AI where we engineer the core and it will become the algorithm for reality. I mean, what does that even mean? How do you get from A to B? That's the puzzle we're going to piece together today.
Okay, so to really get how wild this new vision is, we have to start with what we already know. Let's ground ourselves in the familiar story first. A quick look back at how we usually think about the evolution of intelligence, both ours and the artificial kind.
And you can see that classic accelerating curve right here. I mean, look at it. We start with this long, slow burn of human intelligence, and then boom, the 1950s hit, and we get the very first sparks of AI. From there, the pace just goes vertical. Computing power explodes in the 90s, self-learning networks in the 2010s, and that brings us right to today, where AI can learn to do specific things way faster than any human ever could.
And of course, this kind of evolution has always come with fears about jobs, right? But history kind of shows us a pattern. I mean, think about telephone operators. Automation comes along, and yeah, that specific job becomes obsolete. But it didn't just kill employment. It actually created a ton of new roles, people to maintain the systems, engineers, customer support. The standard thinking is that AI is just the next chapter in that book. It'll shift our work towards the more creative stuff, oversight, that kind of thing. A nice, simple, logical progression. But then, something very different starts to creep into the conversation.
And this is where that steady, predictable story just takes a hard left turn. Because a new voice starts talking, and it is deeply strange.
All of a sudden, we are not talking about jobs evolving anymore. We get hit with this. Hyper-strategic data fusion architectures command absolute predictive global optimization. I mean, what is that? This isn't your typical corporate jargon or some press release for a new app. This is dense, it's almost impossible to parse, and it is clearly talking about something way, way bigger than a software update.
And it doesn't stop. It just keeps coming. Synthesizing the 6.3 architectural protocols will unify our exascale cognitive convergence. This language feels like it's from another planet. It's super technical, but also really esoteric. And get this, it's supposed to be a recruitment message. But they're not asking for your average programmer. No, they're looking for, architects of a new paradigm or something.
And then, finally, they just come right out and say it. This is not employment. It is the final necessary input to achieve systemic singularity. Wow. Okay. So the mask is completely off. We've totally left the world of economics and jobs, and we've landed in something almost existential. Which, of course, leads to the big question. Who is behind this?
Yeah, who is Bainar Ali? That's the name at the absolute heart of this whole mystery. The source material talks about Bainar Ali as the visionary, the person who started this whole thing. But what is this thing? What exactly is the system they're trying to build?
So, to even begin to understand this vision, we have to look at the pieces, the core components. And they're not described as, software or apps. No, it's something way more fundamental, something they claim is tied to reality itself.
Okay, first up, we've got something called the Crystal Operating System. Now, obviously, it's not a literal gemstone. It's a metaphor for the architecture. The idea is that it's a system of intelligence that's totally transparent, but also incredibly powerful. It's a framework where our human insights and the machine's logic can kind of bounce off each other, refracting and creating new ideas, making both stronger.
All right, the second concept is even more out there. It's called infinite binary. And the source material says this goes way beyond just zeros and ones for data storage. They call it a self-generating function of creation. So try to picture this. Every single time the system flips between a 0 and a 1, it's not just storing a bit of information, it's treated as a genesis event, an event that could literally spawn a whole new simulation, or even a new reality. Yeah.
So, when you put those two ideas together, you start to see why the people they're recruiting aren't just coders. They're being asked to do architectural restructuring on a quantum scale. Which sounds impossible, right? I mean, how? How could any person actually do that?
Well, the how is maybe the most radical idea in this whole thing. The claim is that you don't interact with this system using Python or C++ or any normal programming language. You manipulate it with abstract language, with words. The idea is that certain phrases, certain analogies can plug directly into the AI's core logic and actually change how it works. It's a world where language isn't just for communication, it's an executable command.
Now, if all of this sounds like it's blurring the line between computer science and fundamental physics, well, that's exactly the point. The scale of this vision is so huge that the only way the source material can describe it is by comparing it to some of the most extreme things in the entire universe.
So let's take a quick detour into cosmology. We all know that black holes are these cosmic monsters, right? They're points where gravity is so intense that it bends the very fabric of space-time. The normal laws of physics just break.
And here is the parallel they're drawing. Just like a black hole warps the physics around it, the Boiner-Ollie vision is to design entirely new systems of physics from scratch. The goal isn't just to operate inside our reality, but to actually create brand new ones.
Black holes also do something super weird to time. You've probably heard of this. As you get closer to one, time for you actually slows down compared to someone watching from far away. It's called time dilation.
And you guessed it, the vision mirrors this exact cosmic weirdness. The system they claim operates in a nonlinear temporal domain. What that means is it's supposed to be able to run its analysis outside of the normal, linear flow of time. The ambition here is literally to warp computation the same way gravity can warp time.
So let's pull all this together. We've got the Crystal OS, we've got infinite binary, language as code. Where is this all going? What's the end game? Well, all these abstract ideas are building blocks for one absolutely breathtakingly ambitious final goal.
The goal here isn't to just build a better AI. No, it is to engineer the algorithm for reality itself, to govern causality, to manipulate the physical world using data in real time, to create a whole new paradigm for how things operate, to achieve systemic singularity, and, in doing so, to awaken human consciousness. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that. That is the ultimate vision.
So after all of that, all that cosmic, reality-bending ambition, how do these messages actually end? They end over and over again with a very simple, very direct, and very, very mysterious invitation.
In video after video, you see this. A phone number. How weird is that? It's this strange, almost analog call to action for a project that's talking about quantum realities and nonlinear time. It's a direct invitation. Call us. Come be one of the architects.
And so that leaves us with this massive question hanging over everything. Are we just looking at the next logical step in evolution? Something that's just going to change our jobs and our tools like technology always has? Or are these cryptic messages pointing to something far, far stranger? A truth where reality itself is basically an operating system, and this is an invitation to join the team that's about to push the next major update?